I really have just been talking about it's my daughter, so like I'm actually should be talking about many daughters, like even full grown daughters. Like there's full grown moms, maybe even grandparents who have had the same situation that we're going through in their own version of it. Mine's unique because I've been coast to coast and I have people on my Facebook coast to coast, like everyone from Louisiana to Northwest Territories and Halifax to Vancouver has a representative in this video. What listening to this video, we all know it's the same thing. These kids, these families are being ripped apart systemically. It's the best interest of the child, as in like if you have a bond or a certificate or like a GIC, you want it to make the best interest, right? So by keeping these kids apart, now I have to go to therapy, right? And the therapist says, it's okay, you're doing your best. And that's toxic, right? I mean, maybe I am doing my best, but actually I probably should be doing better, right? I probably should be doing better. Now, if you have to take a guy's kid away in order for him to get better, that's a little bit drastic. It's a little bit. I don't think I was so bad that the kid is doing better by not being with me. I don't think that's correct. And I'm saying the kid to protect my daughter's privacy. Um, but there's a lot of kids, right? We wouldn't have missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls as an idea if it wasn't for a lot of missing kids. Family court gets paid per visit and never gets resolved within a couple of visits. Never. It's a long drawn out process where the moms and the dads are made to feel like they're arguing with each other. There's so many dads that are resentful of the moms, and there's so many moms that are just, he's abusive, he's the like he's not even around, he's why isn't he listening to me? Well, it's because it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. It's not just one or two. It's not just me. Like everybody else is having a great family and I'm the pride. No, there's a lot. You don't even realize how many men are not even around. Like you don't see them, you don't hear them. There's just a whole bunch of kids. Dad's not around. It's in the millions in Canada, and it's a lot more if you look at like England and the U.S. There's a lot of people being affected by this family court thing, and it's for profit. $300 an hour. You get paid 30 if you're lucky. So you have to work 10 hours of doing something for the man, and then most of that gets taxed, and then so it's way more than 100 hours. And then that goes to somebody else not really doing that great a job of defending your position, decision getting made, and your kid getting returned. If you have a right to the security of the person and there's a father who created that person, when you take the kid, like if it was MCFD that did it, there would be like, hey, we're gonna like if it was like crazy dangerous and they just take the kid, they just take the kids. And we don't, and you trust that the judge is doing the right thing, but there's no one in the courtroom to listen. It's not a public thing with reporters and stuff. It could be. People could show up, but everybody's too busy going to work for their own child abduction situation. Because the moms have to go to work. Once you have your kid to yourself and you don't have to worry about dad and his interference, and you're getting his money anyway, and then you're getting the government's money, which you might not have been eligible for if the dad was in the picture. So now you've got his money and the government's money, but you still don't have enough to pay the rent, which is through the roof. So you got to go off to work. So now somebody else is raising your son or daughter. Even the moms who have, whatever they call it. What's the word? Possession? Guardianship? So the moms who have sole custody they don't. They have to go to work generally. So you're getting government's money and dad's money, and you're stressed out, and you're pissed off at your parenting partner, which it's his sperm, right? It's his neurological DNA. We know about quantum entanglement. It's his DNA. It's his nervous system that goes into these kids. And if you praise and worship the father and you praise and worship the kid, then you get a kid that's incredibly capable. And if you criticize the father and discipline the child, then you get kids that are on a Fortnite and Minesweeper and whatever they're called. Yeah, you're playing video games. Can't do anything or you get in trouble. I did something different, and I thought I was playing by all the rules. I don't think I did a single thing wrong. I mean, I did a lot of things wrong. I fuck around and find out I do a lot of things wrong. But other people's fear are their fears. I didn't give people fear because there was never intent to harm. There was never harm. They're just uncomfortable, and their uncomfort is maybe an opportunity to live. Because when I'm comfortable, I don't do anything. I'm just comfy. So we have these stresses. The reason I thought to make this video, because the sun's out. It won't be out for much longer. I really love it. I'm so happy you're here. You know, like the Father, the Son, and our Holy Spirit. Holy, as in like a hole in the ground, or whole as in wholesome. It's spelled different. Are we too busy in the morning to brush our teeth properly? It's like a whole thing. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. I don't think we worship and praise the sun nearly as much as we should or need to. We're indoors doing our very important work all day long, and then once it's dark out, then we're allowed to get back outside again. We're under fluorescent lights with, you know, opaquing windows. But you have to do it in order to pay the bills, right? What are the bills that you really need to pay? Groceries. But is that food? Sifa killed our ostrich omelets, but we still get wine gums and Shreddies. Shreddies and 0% milk, as it's been pasteurized, is that's what's keeping us healthy? Is that what the health is? It's a whole different way of looking at things. But the child abduction industry has been an industry for generations. I'm just one of the, call it victims, participants. I'm talking about it because I got some training from public school on public speaking, and I got some training from college on running a business and marketing, and I got some training from the sun on how to be courageous and loving. So I'm taking care of myself as best I can. My oral hygiene was not up to standard when I was raising my daughter, when I had my daughter under my supervision. That was a habit or a routine that my wife was responsible for. Hygiene. I didn't do the dishes. I had a housekeeper. Somebody would come in and do our dishes. I'd just leave them. I never learned how to do a dish in my life. I get to do that for myself. It's not like, well, let's figure it out. Yeah, I'm figuring it out on my own, you know? When you're a kid, you're just like, man, the amount of stuff I got to give my daughter in those short little times that we had together, we lost a lot. Every single sunrise, every single twilight moon gaze, every single one of them for 7 years. This isn't about something, me going off the rails today. This is 70, 100 years, you know. It's been around for a while, this whole child abduction industry. Residential schools, right? They've been taking the kids away for a very, very, very long time. And I'm just another voice in it. And it's, you know, I think the lawyers are going to lose their jobs. I'm not sorry for them. I know you went to school. I can do school forgiveness. We can do school debt forgiveness because it's predatory. But you can't go to work for insurance and mortgages and stuff anymore. The good news is that there's enough resources to pay every Canadian, just like they do in a whole bunch of other countries. The non-capitalist countries, the ones that America's at war with, they pay their people who are they're born here. Yeah, you get whatever you need. It's just covered as part of their resources and part of their how they do their accounting. You know, you just already have what you need provided to you from the government. So the government's wholesaling out our trees. I'm not saying the loggers don't get to keep doing their work. Like, it's important to keep building at a certain rate. I'm gonna lose the sun. It's a whole redesign. We can't be shipping out our water and our energy and our wood for less than cost. If we're talking about, you know, America first and all that ice shit, If they want to be a sovereign country, that's great. We don't have to sell our wood to them at lower than cost. They give us protection, but that's the same ICBC protection fee, right? We don't get attacked by the US because we give them our oil and lumber and all of our resources, our gold. You see a bunch of gold from all these mines in Canada? No, you don't, because it's it's a scam. So I'm super proud of where I'm from and all the people that are around, and there's some loving, awesome people in this community and across the country. And I understand there's a lot of fear and confusion, and we're all kind of just fighting our own fight and doing our best. But it's a child abduction industry, and that's why I have to talk about it, because this isn't for me. I'm not being selfish about this and complaining about myself. My daughter needs my protection, and the fact that I'm here talking about it in the face of all of the consequences I'm facing for talking about it, that's how you know I'm a good dad. You don't have her here for me to be communicating with to see it, but I hope you feel it. The kind of man I am is a different man when I'm a father. And every single dad who doesn't have their kid is someone who you would have had a better man around. You could have had a better man in your world, but all of these men are taken from their kids, and they're all scared, angry, broke, dealing with drugs to deal with it. It's systemic. It's really, really big. It's not just my kid. In 2 emails, I have 5 people dead to rights on child abduction, collusion, conspiracy to commit child abduction. I have 5 people, 5 names that are absolutely child abductors by 2 emails that I have. 2 emails, and it proves beyond a reasonable doubt criminal child abduction. That's why I'm calling it that. And instead of just being like, okay, well, we fucked up, here's your kid, like, let's just try to figure it out. They've kept the kid, and they're calling me names, and they're making it look like I'm the bad guy, which they have to do in order to legitimize this child abduction. You wouldn't have the kid missing unless there's a reason. Yes, the reason is systemic child abduction. That's the reason. All of the seeds and clouds of doubt on all of these men. How come I wasn't allowed to throw rocks in school? Because of safety reasons? Because then I didn't get to throw my pitching arm. And what could I have accomplished if I was getting to enjoy being physically active instead of sitting in my soggy, wet snow boots all day long every day for a bunch of years? Whoever those teachers are, they were doing their best. They were trying to get me a smarter person, and I'm fucking grateful for my teachers. The system harmed every single one of us. And there's no difference between that one's happening in Palestine, except for it took 70 years for Palestine. Like, those are millions and millions of people who were segregated, put in pens, and then systemically starved, and like they don't have any water. You couldn't, and now we're kind of talking about it, but still nothing's being done about it. And instead of the US intervening, they're bombing Venezuela. Any minute now, a drone could come over and Hellfire missile me for this kind of conversation. It's intense. I just need to raise my daughter, and everybody's just doing their best. But we're living in a Nazi concentration camp. It's just an open air prison. If you go to an actual concentration camp, the prisons, that's something else. Anyway, you don't really have a food choice. You just get to eat. Would you like the carrageenan infused toothpaste, or would you like the fluoride toothpaste? Like, there's not really a choice. It's kind of a problem. Thanks for being a friend.